I'm Ben.
And I'm Maddie. We're here today to talk to you about general hazards.
That's right. So Maddie, what should we be aware of?
Well, when it comes to a job site, lots.
Like, lots?
Before we get into the main hazards that we might see here at Hexcel Construction, our company is responsible for providing a safe and healthy work environment for all employees. The key to that is hazard assessment.
Cool! In the simplest of terms, hazard assessment will identify the hazard, evaluate the risk, and figure out what measures to take.
There are two types of hazard assessments that we conduct here at Hexcel. The first is pre-job hazard assessment and daily hazard assessment. Pre-job hazard assessment is an opportunity to evaluate the risks on a job site and determine 1, the severity, 2, the probability to occur, and 3, the risk level, and is reviewed by supervisors to inform workers of potential hazards, all before a project starts. This in turn lowers or eliminates risks and implements control measures.
Daily hazard assessments are conducted, daily, before the start of each work day. This is to help us identify hazards that either the pre-hazard assessment missed or new hazards that have arisen due to changes in weather, ground conditions, or other work activities. Whether it be heavy equipment, large vehicles, or big-ass machinery, any one of these things could kill me. Keep your head on a swivel. For example, working around an excavator, we have to ensure we're not in its swing zones when it's rigged up or carrying dirt. Did you know that 1 cubic yard of soil can weigh up to 3,000 pounds, and traveling at a distance of 6 feet per second can hit a worker like the force of a truck traveling 56 kilometers?
Damn, that's scary. Traffic is another hazard. That's why it's really important to be aware of pedestrians and public cars. That's where traffic control, proper traffic control setups, distinguished work zones, and having spotters will mitigate any potential hazards.
When it comes to trench stability, we rely on soil classifications to determine whether the trench needs shoring, sloping, or benching. Refer to this graph. Cave-ins can occur in a trench due to ground disturbances, like vibrations from machinery, equipment, or traffic. Sudden onset weather conditions could also lead to flooding, not to mention the risk of objects falling into an open excavation.
With these open excavations, it's important to follow the plans that follow the marked utility lines, like the hydro lines with live electricity, the gas lines, and the sanitary lines.
There is a risk working around these utility lines. If damaged, they can expose us to harmful atmospheres. So it's crucial that you keep your eyes peeled for any unmarked or unmapped utility lines. Here we go! We may find ourselves encountering hazardous substances such as raw sewage, asbestos, concrete dust, or even worse, silica, which can be found in many things such as gravel, bricks, tiles, concrete, clay, or sand.
When it comes to exposing utility lines, one must shovel. Thank you. 1 meter away from an exposing line, or use a hydrovac to expose it. You have to keep your eyes peeled for any unmarked or unidentified utility lines that might not have been disclosed properly. Overhead hazards are another danger you should look out for. You want to be cautious, especially when working around heavy machinery that may come in contact with any potential overhead hazards, such as power lines, cranes, and overhead structures.
Another hazard we deal with here at Hexcel are enclosed spaces. The OHS defines an enclosed space as an area other than underground that is partially/entirely enclosed and also not intended for continuous human occupation. 3. Limited or restricted entry or exit that could complicate evacuation, rescue, or any other emergency responses. 4. Large enough for a worker to enter and perform tasks. Examples of confined spaces here at Hexcel include hydro, sanitary, and storm manholes, which require PPE, special training, and special equipment to work in. It's crucial.
Job sites can be loud. Anything over 85 decibels can cause permanent hearing damage. Hazardous levels of constant sound can cause hearing loss. A higher noise level for a short amount of time can equal the same damage as a lower noise level for a longer period of time. For example, a dump truck is in the range of 84 to 88 decibels and can be tolerated for 8 hours at a time. whereas something like a jackhammer is 100 to 115 decibels, which is only good for 1 minute. That's why hearing protection is super important, so we can prevent further damage to our ears. Which brings me to common injuries.
Whether it be the risk of running us over, blind spots, swing zones, crushing us, hitting us, or getting caught in pinch points, we need to keep our head on a swivel. I mean, it's a fact. There are so many ways to get injured on a work site. There's uneven ground, tripping hazards, or you might find yourself getting hurt. Some of the ways you get injured at Hexcel are strains, sprains, back injuries, you name it.
Whether it be lifting heavier than you can, twisting your body in a funny way, getting into a pinch point, falling, or hitting, cutting, slicing, pinching yourself with the variety of tools you may find on the site, we need to be mindful.
This is why we need prevention. It can be as simple as using proper techniques like lifting with your knees, or stretching before you begin a shift.
Training is key for preventative measures. Training for proper use of tools, work procedures, and safe practices, and most importantly, proper PPE. Or better yet, simply asking questions, or knowing your 3 basic rights as a worker. These are all things that can help you keep yourself safe and alert. Dude, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good. Maddie, although new hazards may arise on the worksite, some that we haven't even talked about today, luckily for us, Hexcel has toolbox chats weekly for preventative measures.
Safety is Hexcel Construction's first priority, but safety starts with all of us.
Exactly. So let's communicate, let's observe, let's ask questions to keep us the safest way possible.
Yep, and we'll see you out on the job.
Yeah.